what you've been doing, what's going on. Not much. It's Tuesday. You guys know it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday because I'm talking. Of course it's Tuesday. I got done with Man Up America. We are starting our series of, dude, I totally get over, but we're next to an on-ramp, so chill. Anyway, we are starting our movie series on Man Up America. We are doing Behind the Curve, Hoax, and the Power of Zero. Those are the three things. We're going to do them 3 Friday nights, I think, in a row. So this Friday, Eddie, because I know you watch my channel, and you should have been watching this morning on Man Up America, come, because they want you to be there. It's free for all. Free barbecue. We're going to watch Behind the Curve, which is about the flat earthers, people that believe in flat earth. Have some barbecue, watch the movie, probably have a little bit of a discussion, and I think we're going to do a quick little 5-10 minute Man Up America is how that's going to go. So this Friday night, which is the 5th, is going to be Behind the Curve. So all my friends in Cleveland, y'all come out. We're going to have it at Creekside Venue. If you don't know where that is, Google it, because I don't know the address by heart. So just go and look. But we're going to start that this Friday, and it should be interesting. I have purposely not watched that movie in anticipation of our Friday night series coming about. So, because it's on Netflix right now. If anybody wants to see it and has Netflix, go there, you can watch it. But come out Friday night and hang out with us. Adam's pretty good at barbecue, or he was the last time I had it anyway. So, it should be interesting, to say the least. So, yeah, another boring week. Crazy weather here in Tennessee. We had a couple of fun things that kind of happened. So, Saturday was gorgeous, beautiful. I think we made it to like 80 degrees Saturday. Did I do any yard work? No, I didn't. Because I took a kitten class down at McCaken's in Chattanooga. My girlfriend, Maddie Curtay, was the one doing the class. She did a fabulous job. I thought it was funny because when I told her that I was going, she was like, girl, you already know all this stuff. I learned a bunch. I don't know all the things. I know few things, basically. So I actually learned quite a bit. The class was absolutely worth the hour drive down there, so, and the hour drive back. It was a good class. It was huge. Like, they didn't have enough room, which she said normally doesn't happen. They usually only have like 3 or 4 people. It was so large that we ran out of leaflets twice, and we barely had enough room to fit everybody. So it was a great success. She did a wonderful job. Anyone that is interested in fostering small kittens, especially neonates without a mother, find a class. I still want to do a class in Cleveland. I've approached Dixie Day about possibly doing a class to see if hopefully we can up our numbers in neonatal fosters, not just ones that have moms. Which right now we have a lot of cats right now with babies, thank God. And we need fosters for those too. That's just it's a different arena. But the class was really good. So no, I did absolutely no yard work whatsoever. So the very next day we went from 80 to 55. Y'all think I'm kidding? Really? Look it up. Cleveland, Tennessee. Last Saturday, 80 degrees. Last Sunday, 55. Yeah, I had to mow. That wasn't pleasant. But it had to be done because it'd been 2 weeks, so totally got it done. But yeah, that's about all I did pretty much over the weekend. I do have a cake that's coming up that is due for me to deliver Friday, actually. So I will probably be videotaping that tonight. It's a vanilla-based cake with chocolate sprinkles, so the rainbow sprinkles on the inside, so it's very pretty. Obviously, I didn't record that part. Pretty much everybody knows how to bake a cake, but we are going to decorate it. I did do pieces of videos on making the ears and the horn for the unicorn, so the last video seemed to do pretty good. Everybody seemed to be real interested in my pastry side that I do, not just my kitten rescues. So I'll probably videotape that tonight. We'll probably get it up this weekend sometime. Definitely, I'll probably do some live stuff Friday night after our viewing of Behind the Curve. I may just do some live while we're doing the Man Up America. Just put my phone on and turn around and we'll do some live stuff at the same time for my channel. See if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff at all. I know there are a few subscribers of mine that do watch us on Facebook, Man Up America, and there are a few that actually do listen to us on the radio because we're on both. Today was a pretty good discussion. We we talked about creepy Daddy Biden. Him and the stuff coming out, about him. I think a woman's come forward and said that, he made her feel uncomfortable and yada, 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 yada. Dude, definitely, he's got some creep factor. Look, I'm not going to stick up for Joe Biden. I don't think the man is really trying to make people uncomfortable. I think he is probably one of those people that is just very touchy-feely, those type things. Not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm a very touchy-feely person. I hug lots of people. I prefer to hug over handshake. It's just kind of, it's who I am. The issue that comes up with Biden is, he's just super creepy about it. Like, the things that he does is like, the thing that bothers me the most is how he stands behind women, squeezing their arms and shoulders and sticking his face down by their ears and smelling their hair. And I'm sorry, it's just creepy. And watching some of the videos, when he's done these things, if you look at the expression on 90% of the women and children that he does this to, they're very uncomfortable. So, Mr. Biden, I would say to you, because I know you're subscribed to my channel and you watch, learn to read body language a little bit better. I don't necessarily think that you're trying to be an intentional creeper, but dude, you're being a creeper and you need to knock it off. Like, you need to knock it off. Now, on the other hand of this, I'm going to throw a little bit of Politico out there to you all, is, do we all remember Brett Kavanaugh? Do you remember anybody? Bueller? Okay. So, everybody went off the deep end. When I say everybody, I'm going to say the left, right? We have to believe the survivors. We must believe the survivors. Now, I didn't back the survivors back then, or that Me Too movement, because I felt like those survivors were not actually survivors. And lo and behold, it came out that they were not survivors, that they all lied. Every one of them lied. So not only did they make a mockery of themselves, but they also made a mockery of a movement that was trying to be a good movement, but because we've had people that have come out and literally just sabotaged it for their own political gains, they've completely ruined that movement. It means nothing now. It's a hoax. But I find it very surprising that this woman comes out against Joe Biden and you hear crickets. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying that people should be going off the deep end over Biden. That's not what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong. But I am saying, they want to be the pot or the kettle in this. The left isn't saying anything. As a matter of fact, they're actually defending him. Okay? Just saying. Now, they were ready to put a noose around Kavanaugh's neck with zero evidence. But they said there was evidence that we find out wasn't evidence. So there actually wasn't any evidence. And they still will sit there and tell you, but he's a raper. But we proved he wasn't. But it's okay for dead Joe Biden to be a creeper. And that's all right. Just saying, they should probably think about those types of things. But the problem is the right also doesn't call them out on those types of things. There's problems on both sides of the aisles. I'm not going to say that there isn't. But it does bother me to the fact of, you have one side that does something, the other side goes off in, in complete lies and rhetoric. I'm not saying that this woman is lying. I think that she did actually feel uncomfortable. I'm saying I don't think necessarily that Joe Biden was trying to be inappropriate. I think that's just who he is. But being in the position that he's in, he probably needs to learn how to read body language a little bit better, or his people need to learn how to pull him back and go, dude, you can't be sniffing people's hair in public. It's creepy. Don't be coming up behind girls and squeezing their shoulders and rubbing their face and smelling their hair and stuff. It's creepy. Knock it off, right? Like, I think it's just a bad decision. So, nothing's being said on that side whatsoever. There you go. Okay. So, that was part of the discussion that we had on Man Up America today. Was about creepy daddy Biden. which, you know, Alderman loves Biden, which is fine. And we actually didn't argue about it. He was trying to kind of defend it, but then when I kind of came out and said, look, man, sniffing people's hair and, you know, looking at their facial expressions, you can clearly tell these people are uncomfortable. Maybe he should dial it back just a little bit, right? Like, I wouldn't do something that made somebody uncomfortable for any reason, even though I'm a hugger. If I meet you for the first time, the chances of a shaking hand are probably slim to none. I will generally tell you, hey, I don't hug, I'm Southern, or I don't shake hands, I'm Southern, we hug. If hugging bothers you, we can't be friends. I'm just saying, I'm a hugger. It's kind of how it goes. But that's a little creepy. Look, I don't do the side hug thing. Like, the side hug's just creepy. If you're gonna hug me, commit. Hug me from the front, and don't hug me from the back. Back huggers, that's borderline psychotic. Don't be doing that kind of stuff. Nobody likes that. Well, unless, you know, it's your husband, and he comes in behind you and does that cute little, you know, where they kiss you on the back, you know, that's okay. But that's strictly for man and wife, right? Like, if the prince did that, I'm okay with that. But usually he doesn't. He comes in behind me and gooses me and scares me and stuff, because that's just who he is. It's okay. I don't mind. It's all right. So it's a gloomy day. It's yucky. It's cloudy. Hey, we had a bridge fall yesterday, right in my area. I forgot about that. The I-24 split going northbound out of Georgia. So the split that goes to Chattanooga, that goes to Knoxville, the Chattanooga side, the railing part of the bridge, when I say railing, I mean it's solid concrete, right? Like the whole face of the bridge fell and actually hit a car, right? Oh my God, hit a car. The person's fine, thank God. It crushed the front end of their car. I mean, had that person been 3 seconds sooner, it would have crushed, you know, the whole top of the car, and that person probably would have died. They had minor injuries, is my understanding. Everybody is okay except for the car. It's completely squished. But oh my God, can you imagine driving under a bridge and half of it falls? Like, oh my God, I just can't imagine that. Wow. So we did some Google research on it yesterday, because the interstate was shut down pretty much all day, obviously, yesterday. You know, they had to get the person out of there, they had to get the car out of there, then they had to remove all the concrete, which they had to get this like big boom truck and stuff, and they just moved it off, you know, to the side. I don't know what they're doing with it, why they didn't just haul it off, but they moved it off basically to the side to get it out of the way. But you know, there's only one lane going over top of that bridge, which takes you into Georgia, obviously, because the left lane, well, there's no barrier there, so you can't drive in the left lane. It's just an absolute mess. But we did a Google search on it, and the last time that bridge was inspected was like 2016, so it was just a few years ago. And they already have a contingency in place that they don't like that intersection. Apparently it's a bad intersection. There's lots of people drive too fast. It's 2 lanes going into 1 lane, and you know, it's kind of a mess. And they were planning on, I think, redoing that intersection sometime this year. So, yeah. See, that makes me nervous now every time I drive. I drive underneath one of those bridges now. You know, should I speed up or should I slow down a little bit? I don't know. Ah, that would be scary. Could you guys imagine that? Like, has that ever happened? Anything like really super weird ever happened to you guys? Leave some comments down below. Let me know if you've ever had like a really freaky driving experience, because I'd love to hear about that. So give me some comments down below on any of those types of things. Hey, since we're there, you know, I didn't do it in the last video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I wish you would. I'm trying to get there. I think we're up to 143. Yay for me. You know, like the page, or like the subscribe, like is Facebook. I do have a Facebook page, by the way, which is also in the description bar. If you want to go to my Facebook page, you can like and share my page there. As well, if you hit the little notification bell, it will also remind you and let you know when I put videos out, and you can choose to watch them or not choose to watch them, whatever it is that you decide that you want to do for that day, whatever it is that I'm throwing out there, which is usually nonsense. You guys know how that is. Kittens, still don't have any kittens. Okay, so here's what I found out about the reason why we don't have any kittens. And if you want to help with donations, use my Amazon wish list. If you'd like to help with funds for the kitten bills from last year, you can use the GoFundMe. All the descriptions are basically down on the bottom, so please go use those. I did kind of find a reason as to why I have no kittens. Right, so when I went into the kitten class, a lot of us, there's a few people that were in there that were already rescuers, none of them having kittens. There was one lady who I made friends with, Adriana, I think is what her name was, very nice lady. She had 3 itty bitties, like maybe less than a week old. Little teeny tinies, little babies. She was the only one that had any besides Maddie, and she had her 4 little parlor panthers, which were going through icky pooky poos, which is not fun. But a lot of us had mentioned, you know, yeah, it seems to be getting off to a really slow start. Maddie had mentioned, you know, we've had a lot of rain, we've had a lot of flooding. That's probably why we're not having any more kittens. And what we're having, you know, is we probably lost a lot of them in the floods. That's the sad fact of it, but that makes sense to me. And that is probably accurate as to why, oh, I don't know what I just ran over, but it was dead. I hate running over stuff with my car. That's so gross. But it was very long and black, and it looked furry, so I'm not sure what that was. I didn't see it until it was too late, so. But I think Maddie's right. I think that's the reason why, you know, we're not getting an on-flood of kittens. But that being said, you know, the mothers can go right back into heat again, and I think the gestation is only like 63 days, something like that for a cat. So it's going to come soon enough, and we're going to end up probably having a lot, because again, we've had a mild winter. If it stops raining, you know, we're probably going to get hit with them. So we're probably going to have kittens pretty soon. First year in rescue, I made it all the way past Easter, so we'll see. And then I got slammed, but we'll see. We'll see. I think that's probably about it. Didn't do a whole lot. Not much of anything this week. So, oh, I got to get off at the first Athens exit. That's right. I got to go to Walmart. I got to get towels and water for the office, and I forgot about that. So, all right. Well, we'll go ahead and just end the video here. And you guys know the rules. Until I see you next time, stay safe, which I always am. Stay clean. Don't have any kittens. Have a perfect day. Bye.